Come on, hurry up and load. This game takes forever. Finally. I challenged myself to get this car ready for autocross in 30 days, and I've got about 22 days left until the autocross event on January 21st. In this episode, I'll be doing a four-wheel disc brake conversion. Now, there's a lot of parts that need to go on this car, so it's probably gonna be a two-part episode, but today I'm gonna focus on mainly the front end. I bought all Integra parts for this car with the addition of Wilwood front calipers, Buddy Club extended ball joints, Stop Tech brake lines, HardRace motor mounts, and Energy suspension urethane bushings on the rear trailing arms. And with so much to do on this car, I called in a little help to get started with it. All right, so my brother-in-law fashioned a nice little piece I can press with out of a hole saw. So I need to get this bearing in, and then after that I need to press the hub in. But first thing is just getting the bearing into this spindle right here. And I've got this old press, so hopefully everything goes smooth. We'll see what happens. Bent it. Heck yeah, bro. Alright, so we got all the bearings pressed. Now we're just gonna put on Buddy Club extended ball joints. We just gotta press these in, and then the spindles will be ready for install. Shout out to my brother-in-law for making this piece right here. Basically, we made a ball joint press.
Everybody knows how it is buying new parts. You don't want to scratch them, you don't want to ruin them. So we made this little piece, nothing crazy, simple. This is going to sit on the outer piece right here on the housing, and that's going to be our block to push against. We made this little simple, cute little deal so that way we don't mess up our new piece right here. This is hollow enough to where this can slide through without bottoming out. Then we get our C-clamp.
I use 1 3/4 socket. It lines up perfectly with the inner part of that bearing, and the reason that's important is because when you take the hub, when you press it in, it'll blow out the bottom of it if you don't support it with something on the bottom. So if you are going to do this, a 3-inch hole saw worked perfect for the outside, pressing it into the spindle, and then when you press in the hub, backing up that bearing with a 1 3/4 socket worked good for me. Next, I'll be replacing the master cylinder. And the thing about switching to all Integra calipers is you need a larger master cylinder, but if you notice, the ears on this one are literally the opposite of this one, going from top left to bottom right, whereas this is going from bottom left to top right. So that's why I'll also be replacing the brake booster. Alright, so there's 4 nuts holding on the brake booster. Here's 2 of them here on one side of the steering column, and there's gonna be 2 more that I show right here on the other side of the steering column. But the hardest part of actually this whole thing was just getting the pin out of the cotter pin out of that keeper, and I show it right here. Yeah, it slides out really easily once you get the cotter pin out, and there's just no room getting that cotter pin out. I did use a thinner cotter pin when I went to put it back together. This way it wouldn't be as hard to get back apart if I need to take the brake booster out again. And the reason I gotta put this master cylinder on there from the Integra, so this is what I believe is a 1-inch, whereas the other one would have been too small to power these brakes. I think you can use like a 7/8 off of the older 4-door master cylinder would work if you don't want to have to switch the booster, but I just went ahead and switched the booster so I could just run the biggest one. I got my proportioning valve out. Here's my other one. I've seen a lot of people online say, why replace it? It doesn't really matter. And they say they have no problems. I'm sure someone may comment down below that they've had similar experience. What's going on here is this one is different because it sends more power to the front, being that you have drums in the back. Now this one is off of an Integra RS from up to 94, I believe, without ABS. And I'm using this one because this one is meant to have all disc brakes. My whole thing with keeping everything Integra was, my thought was, well, if it's all designed to work together from Honda, then how could I go wrong? Because obviously brakes are really important for braking.
Well, obviously.
So I just wanted to make sure that everything I put together was going to work. So that's why I'm using an Integra brake booster, master cylinder, and everything. It's all Integra. Even the Wilwoods I bought for an Integra. This proportioning valve, this is a key piece right here to make sure that everything just works together. If you have an EK, then you can get the other one that's more of like, kind of like an octagon looking shape, more circular one. But anyways, the whole point of running this one is so this way you don't have to bend your brake lines. Alright guys, well, I feel like I got a lot done to the car today. Still so much more that needs to be done to it. Gotta do the back end, but for now I have the proportioning valve, the master cylinder, the brake booster. All the brakes are done on the front. I still have to do the motor mounts and the rear trailing arms, so stay tuned. And don't forget, on the 21st I'll be doing a video of this car running autocross. If I make it, fingers crossed. And if you haven't seen it, Donut Media just finished their high car low car video. It's super awesome. I'll link that down in the description. Have a nice day.